I hit record.
Oh, that's weird. I don't see it on my end. Okay. Well, Marissa asked me to, actually, I can see that Raina is, I think, unmuted.
Oh.
Wishes and stuff. So she asked me like, I don't know, like a week ago, and she's like, hey, will you talk about goal setting? And I was like, are you serious? I don't set goals. And she's like, yeah, you do. And she like listed off all these things, honestly. And I told Kristen this. My first response was like, maybe you should have Kristen talk. Like Kristen sets a lot of goals and she like hits every goal that she sets. And I immediately thought of her because she talks about that a lot. And she was like, no, like you set a goal of like buying a boat. You set a goal of getting a hot tub. You said, and I was like, no, I didn't. Like those are things that like we have talked about, John and I, but that was never my personal goal. To do any of those things. I'm oddly not driven by that stuff. Like, I don't think like, oh my gosh, like I want to buy a hot tub, so I got to work my ass off to buy a hot tub. I just don't think like that. And kind of what she was saying about, you know, not pushing for elite and all those different things. I don't push for those things either. Like Marissa actually brought to my attention that I could have been like a premier coach at the end of 2016 if I pushed for it and I got my 2-star back because I lost it for a little bit. I'm back to 2-star, but 928. Okay, good. Thank you. And honestly, that stuff just doesn't drive me. It's really cool. The weird things drive me. Like Marissa's actually shared before. She's like, you focus on like the wrong things. I focused solely the last 2 years on Success Club 10. That was my sole focus, like SC10. And actually when I hit 2-star the first time, I wasn't even excited. And a couple people that know this or that I'm close with know this, but I was kind of devastated because I was in fear of losing my streak for SC10. Like all of these things around me were like happening. And like from the outside, it was like super cool stuff. And I was like, my life is over. I'm about to lose my streak. And that's all I cared about. So the point of all this is, you guys, my sole focus has been SC10 for 2 years now. And because of that, all of these other things have happened. Like that is my like non-negotiable. I will hit SC10 every month because that is my personal non-negotiable. And that is something that I strive for. Once I hit SC10, I'm good. I kind of sit back, but things that I've learned in Jesse's training and the way that my page has gone off, yes, it does end up being higher, but that's always been my sole focus. And that was a personal decision I made from day one. And instead of talking about SC10, I'm just used to saying that, you know, it was focused on 5 people. I need to help 5 people every month. And when you think about how many people you should be talking to, you know, we're saying like at least talk to like, you know, 2 to 3 people a day, start 2 to 3 new conversations. Okay, let's just say we're starting 2 conversations, the minimum, 2 conversations every day. Well, that's times 7, that's 14, 2 conversations times like 30. I mean, that's 60 conversations a month. I just need to help 5 people out of 60 potential conversations. And if I can't do that, then something's wrong with my process. Like, and I would need to look at that. You know, is it the way I'm talking to people? Is it, you know, am I blasting Beachbody? Like, what is it? But if I am literally talking to 60 people every month and I am not able to enroll 5 people, then there's something wrong with my process. So that has always been my personal goal. And because of that, I, you know, have achieved all of these other things and it's been amazing. So I don't know, I guess I really didn't need that much time because I don't know what, I mean, Marissa's bored, she's yawning.
I was looking through my phone because I had written down, Eric Worre had a video that he talked about like what you should be setting goals for. And I thought I had written it in the notes on my phone and I was trying to find it, but I don't have it in there. So
yeah, but I mean, my stuff's always been pretty freaking simple. My goal moving forward is because I've seen what I'm capable of and I can see that like I started off my first year with an, you know, X amount of money and I did double it my second year. I would like to double that again. So, I mean, I do have a goal. I have a goal of $50,000 for my income for 2017. Will I hit it? I don't know. Do I focus heavily on, you know, like hitting elite? No, that's too much pressure. In all honesty, that's too much pressure. I don't like the pressure of trying to hit specific benchmarks in the company. I just don't. So I don't do it, you know, it'll happen when it happens. When I lost my 2-star, I actually thought I lost my bonus for even getting 2-star. And I was like, it is what it is. Like, whatever, you know, there's always next semester or next quarter. You know, I don't focus on that stuff. That's not what drives me. Everyone's different. So that may drive you guys. but it doesn't drive me. I kind of like what Marissa just said. It's like, hitting elite or hitting premier or doing all these things, becoming 3-star, 4-star. It should just be because we're out there doing what we love to do. And that's the honest to God truth. Something that I feel has been really beneficial to my page and followers, I do just want to share this. I did share it in Limitless today. I'm brutally honest with people. And like, I can't stress that enough, how we all should be that way. Like, I actually feel like I should be this way more with the team and coaches under me, because I feel, and maybe everybody else feels differently, but I feel like when we sugarcoat things, that's just enabling people to keep doing what they're doing, And if somebody comes to me and they're like, I just started 21 day and I didn't use my containers and I went for a walk instead. Well, if I say, oh, well, that's okay. It's your first day. I mean, at least you did something. I mean, that's kind of sugarcoating it. Do you want to help them see change? You got to be honest. Okay, well, that's a good start. But if you continue on that journey, you're probably not going to get great results. So, is there a reason that you're not using the containers? Is there a reason that you didn't want to do the DVD? You got to be honest with people. And that's how I am on my page. And it seems to go over pretty well. Like, literally, I kind of went off on a conversation I had today, the one that I shared in Limitless. And literally the minute after that feed went live, I had somebody ask to switch over to me. She's like, I'm not getting what I need from my coach. I need to switch to you like today. And I was like, okay. But so I don't know, be honest, you guys, and be yourself, and don't be afraid to speak, the truth. And, if a conversation gets you riled up, take it to Facebook. That's how you gain interest. That's how you gain trust. And that's how people will want to come with you. And that's how you build your business. And that's how you reach Success Club 10. So that's kind of my tangent on that. Anybody else have anything to add? I mean, is there anything else you want me to talk about, Marissa?
Sorry, I was muted. No, but I did want you to say, like, kind of share the fact that she's not only hitting Success Club 10. So while that's like your goal, like, you're not only hitting Success Club 10, you're hitting like Success Club 30 every month. So when you guys see like her income and those numbers, it's not by just Success Club 10. I just wanted to say that, because I don't want people to think that like they're going to be making $2,000 a week, like just hitting Success Club 10, because most likely you won't.
Well, and actually that is a good point. So I can go off a little bit on that, because it's funny. Kristen and I just had a conversation like yesterday. I was like, I'm so stressed out. And I posted something, and I was getting like I posted a transformation of like my top challenger. And every time I post her transformation, I do it like every like few months, I get a ton of hits and a ton of interest. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm stressed out. I'm trying to like do my groups and do everything, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, well, who cares? You're at SC like what, 20 by now? Like, who cares? What do you care for? And I was like, because if I stop now, then I don't have anything going on for the following month. So, even though I did hit Success Club 10 already, am I gunning for something? No, but I still got to get out there, and I still got to be inviting people, and I still got to put it out there that I'm running groups and stuff like that. So yeah, there's always an influx of people coming. If I just sit back and I'm like, sweet, hit Success Club 10, I'm done, then I'm screwed the next, couple months, because your conversations now are your people like in a couple months. So, even when you hit your goals, it's important to keep going. Do I have the stress of that I need to keep going? No, it's like once I hit my goal, the rest of the month is kind of fun. I can just kind of post whatever I want and just have fun. And it's like, if people come, great. If not, whatever. If there is one day I don't feel like, doing something, it's not the end of the world. But no, I continuously do keep going. And I hit Success Club 10 my entire first year, and I actually maintained. I made $1,000 every month my first year, and I hit Success Club 10. So I got frustrated with that, and I started doing a lot of personal development, and then I kind of like started seeing some growth, and then I got into Jesse's training, and that's where it really took off. But yeah, you're right. I don't just hit it and stop, but that has always been my goal. If I didn't get close to it, my ass was like there was the month that I hit 2-star, and I didn't think I was going to get Success Club 10 that month. I remember I reached out to I had 20 calls like the last 3 days of the month, like 20 calls to get like 1 or 2 people to say yes and want to enroll. And that sucked, but that's what I did to get to my goal. I didn't stop. I didn't say, oh, I have 2 days left in the month, I guess that's it. No, I set up as many freaking calls as people would accept. and I didn't stop until the end of the month. So that's like something else that's really important. You know, don't stop. Like, what is it? Don't stop before you start. You know, don't tell yourself you're done when you still have 2 days left. You know, if you're trying to shoot for, you know, maybe you dropped from Emerald back to Coach and it's, you know, Tuesday night. Well, don't think, oh, I'm done. No, I mean, you still have a whole another 24 hours that, you know, that could change and you could get back up. So you're always in control. And, you know, as long as you don't give up, the dream doesn't die. It dies when you stop. Jamie, sorry, now I'm reading chat. Go ahead, Jamie, talk. Something struck you from Super Saturday. We had a killer Super Saturday. Cincinnati Super Saturday was awesome.
I was going to say, I think for the most part, I've been a coach for a while, and I've come and gone. But Super Saturday, this Super Saturday, I don't know, it sort of resonated with me. The girl that spoke, she was just talking, and she was like, you know, we shouldn't wake up every day and sort of be worried about, like, you know, who can I try to get for a challenge pack today? Or I have to admit, like, I think when Marissa and a couple other people, like, that's sort of been my focus. I think about all the time when I'm talking to people. And she said, no, you should get up every morning and be thinking, who can I help today? And so if we get up every morning and say, you know, who can I help today? Instead of with the mind focus of, you know, how many challenge packs can I try to sell today? Then, you know, and she said, you know, if Melanie Mitro, used her for an example and said, you know, if you go to Pittsburgh, I'm sure she could fill up a whole hall full of people that she's helped, but what do you think probably drives her to continue? I mean, because she's been the top coach for 3 years in a row, but her focus is probably every day that there's someone else that she can reach, you know, that needs what we have. And I talked to someone at work today about the All Access Pass, and I told her, I don't know, I'm feeling more comfortable about talking to people about it. And, you know, I told her, I said, you know, we have the All Access Pass. And I said, it's a great deal. You know, I said, how can one program costs $70 and you're getting all this for $199? I said, you know, I'm not worried. I know.
Is somebody unmuted, or is that at your house?
Is that me? I don't know.
Oh, I think it's the TV behind you.
Oh, okay. Turn the TV down. Turn it down. I'm sorry. I'll try to turn it down. Is it like noisy? Can you hear me?
I just couldn't. I was having a hard time hearing you. All I could hear was the TV.
Okay. Turn the TV off. I'm going to make my son jump up there and turn the TV off.
Well, there's somebody else unmuted. It's a SMT23ONU.
I think they are muted.
Turn it off. Just turn it off. Sorry. Can you hear me, or is it still noisy? I think he's trying to get it. Can you hear me? Okay. Now it's okay. Leave it off. But no, I was just telling her, I said, you know, I know what to do. I have access to everything that I continue to make me healthy. What I have is a benefit to you. And, you know, I'm just offering it. I'm just trying to offer people a healthy lifestyle. That's all I'm doing. So, you know, and she was like, well, if you let me know more about it, I think she has like a Roku or something, like an Apple TV. So I'm supposed to get back to her and, you know, and find out. But I'm feeling more comfortable talking to people about it anywhere I go. I think before my mindset was different, but I've been, you know, reading a lot of personal development and trying to get back at that. And I have to say, if it wasn't for Beachbody, I wouldn't have gotten a management position in October, because that's, you know, I got that position. But when I went to interview, they said, you know, you seemed very confident, and that there was no way that we couldn't hire you for the management position because of the way you interviewed. Was excellent. And I have to say that that's a lot to do with my confidence. So I tie in the positivity, all the personal development. I mean, I don't know anybody that works in a nursing field. Nurses can be brutal. It's a tough field to be in. But, you know, they were like, you were positive, you remain positive in any situation. in my interviewing was well. And I had the mindset when I went in that is if I didn't get a management position, I had the confidence where I was ready to leave, you know, a job that I had been at 15 years. So I wouldn't have had that before. You know, I just wouldn't have. I'd just been like, oh, I'll stay here. You know, I'll settle for not getting a position. But, you know, that's where I went to school to get my master's degree because I wanted to manage this position.
That's
so,
awesome.
yeah.
Congratulations. That's amazing. And that's something that you should share because, you know, I mean, this has not only helped you to change your life physically, but like you're getting closer to a dream that, you know, you went to school for and you got that through Beachbody. I mean, it's not all about the money, you know, that did something personally for you to catapult you in your, you know, in your business. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. That actually, Jamie's share actually made me think of another share. I posted it in Malibu. I don't know that I posted it in Limitless. My success partner actually gave me a call from like, I don't know, it's like one of the regions where they take like top coaches and they're just basically interviewing them and they don't give them a prep of what they're going to ask. And this person, it's like Shelly someone, and she's, I don't know, number 33 in the company, whatever. But I guess she's done like a ton of different companies, like, you know, like MLMs and different things like that. And what stuck out to me listening to it today was that she shared that in all of these other companies, like she's like, yeah, I had a friend, I bought something from her. I was actually interested in the product. And she's like, I bought it. I never heard from her again. She's like, literally, it's been 2 weeks. I have not once heard from her since buying this product. And she's like, this is how Beachbody is different from all other companies. She was like, guess when I'll hear from her again? In 2 more weeks when I need to like, you know, I should be refilling my product. She was like, that's when I'll hear from her again. But she said, Beachbody stands out because we don't just provide you a product and be like, thanks, have a good day. They were like, we then put you into an environment for you to flourish with that product and for you to have support with that product and like all of these things. And that really stuck out to me as something that we can share with people. Like, well, why should I like buy this from you? Why not just go to a gym? Well, because at a gym, you're not going to get that kind of support. You know, here, like you're going to get all of your questions answered. Like you have support 24/7. All you have to do is go in the group and somebody else is, you know, having the same struggle you are and will help lift you up. I actually asked my challenge group today, what is the reason that you pushed play? What was the hardest part about pushing play? And then what were you most proud of? And those comments helped other newbies in the group. And they even said it. They were like, I did not want to work out today. And then I read all of your comments and now I worked out. And that's actually my proud moment. And it was really cool. And that same person actually also said that she's all about duplication. And she's like, you guys, they're amazing on the Challenge Tracker app. They have a posting guide for every workout there. I'm actually using it for the Health Bet Challenge. I'm switching things up a little bit because some of it just kind of seems a little like not salesy, but I don't know. It's just not how I talk. So I'm taking the ideas of the posting guide and I'm just making it my own. But she's like, that you just need to be duplicatable, which I know we talk about all the time, but that's a great way to, you know, share with new coaches coming on how easy this is. All you got to do is just go to the, you know, the tracker app guides and you just post in your group and, you know, it's awesome stuff. Like everything's there for you. So that was kind of something cool that she shared too. But I just love that she was like, you buy a product and you're not by yourself. You are immediately put into a support system to use that product and be successful with that product. And that is why Beachbody stands apart from like all other, you know, companies out there. We truly are the whole answer: nutrition, fitness, support, motivation, personal development. Like we do it all and it's awesome. Sorry, just wanted to share that.
I think the more y'all see that it's not about pushing people to say yes or, you know, convincing someone or who can I get today? And the more you make it about other people and really serving them, the more success you'll have. And you'd think that that's like, it seems like the opposite. It seems like you need to like push and you need to, you know, get them to get the challenge pack. And that's you have to be salesy in order to do it, but it's just not true. And it's going to feel a lot better when you're meeting people where they are versus trying to do it for yourself. So, anyway, I think that we are going in that direction as far as like in our team and, you know, probably people felt that way, like, who can they get? Because that's how I was. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I was like that. You know, I wanted to quit my job. I wanted to not be a CRNA anymore. So it was all about me. It was all about, like, how can I make this business work? How can I build a 6-figure income? But it really wasn't fun doing it that way. It didn't feel good at the end of the day. So I've done it both ways. I know I say this a lot, but I feel like people can learn from that experience, from my experience, and say, like, if you're doing everything that you can do that's comfortable within your amount of time that you have to spend on the business, then just be okay with where you are. Like, if you're putting in all the time that you can put in and you're not hitting Success Club 5 or 10, then, you know, you can still build the business. You're not going to build it as fast, but you can still build the business. Now, when you stop being consistent, that's when you lose all momentum. When you stop being consistent, it's all about consistency. Because when you stop being consistent, then you have to start all over every time. You have to start from the beginning. The big mo is all about building momentum. You know, you get into it, and I think I posted something about this today. It's like, if you're training for a marathon, and, you know, are you going to be better prepared if you're training for a marathon 30 days from now and you run 30 out of 35 of the next days to prepare for it? Or are you going to be better prepared if you, I'll take that back. This is the way I laid it out. Like, if you know that you need to do 30 training runs for a marathon, are you going to be better prepared if you do 30 training runs in 35 days and you take 1 day a week off? Or are you going to be better prepared if you do 30 training runs in 6 months and then run the marathon? You're going to be better prepared if you do the 30 runs, practice runs in 30 days, 35 days, and you take 1 day a week off. Because you're going to have built that muscle. You're going to have built that consistency. You're going to be in it. You're going to have the energy of being someone who's going to be successful. It's the same thing with your business. And I think a lot of people look at Lindsay Matway or Melanie Mitro and they're like, what is it? Like, what is their system? Like, how is it different than what we do? It isn't, you guys. It isn't different. I'm in a chat with Lindsay Stay. I'm in a chat with like 3 to 4 time, you know, repeat elite coaches, people that are making, you know, crazy money in this business and have been on leaderboards. Oh, did it freeze on me? People that are speaking at Summit and people that grew this business to, like, they have like thousands of coaches on their team in like a matter of a couple months. You know what the difference between me and them is? They put in more time. You know, they work more hours. So they're consistently building it. They're going to build it faster if they're putting in more hours because they're being more consistent and they're inviting. You know how Melanie Mitro blows it up and is 3-time top coach every year? Because she's built an infrastructure in her blog where, like, you search for Beachbody coach and she's the very first freaking blog to pop up. She gets people reaching out to her every day. She doesn't have to reach out to anybody. She said it. She says, I have like 3 to 5 new people that reach out to me every day from my blog that Google something about Beachbody and they find her. Now, what can you imagine? Now, I'm not saying she didn't work hard for that. She worked her ass off for that. She was so consistent in her blogging. She blogged every day. She was blogging about these programs that she was doing. You can look at her blog. You can look at her website, Committed to Getting Fit. She blogged and Beachbody and mentioned names of programs. And so she got herself high up on that Google search. But she put in all that hard work. And now you know what she gets to do? She gets to sit back and let everybody reach out to her. Now, I'm not saying that's easy because you still got to answer all the messages. You still got to have all the conversations. You still got to enroll all the people. Stephanie has a lot of people reaching out to her and she still works hard. But what I'm saying is you don't have to go out there searching for people, which to me is very draining. That is energetically draining. And you know how you do that? You have to remain consistent in your posting, consistent in your messaging. You have to figure out what your avatar is, who you're trying to attract, share that often. And you need to talk about the coaching opportunity and what it's doing for you. You don't need to say, I love coaching because this. I bought a boat. No, you share the things that you're doing and you weave it in. And there's lots of coaches that do that really well. So if you don't know how to do that, find a coach that you really like and figure out how and watch them. And you can, on Facebook, you can click on somebody's page, you can follow them, and you can put see first. So find the one, I'm not saying to follow 20 or 10, find 1 or 2 or 3, max 5. that you really like, that you think is like, they're like me, I'm like them, I jive with them, we have similar stories, she's a mom, she has 2 kids, so do I, and follow them and put C first. And they'll pop up on your news feeds first and check out their posts for the day. That's what I do. I check out their posts and I'm like, oh, I really like how she shared that. Okay, and I weave it into mine. You know, I make it mine. By the way, I don't ever recommend taking somebody's post and completely copying and pasting it onto your page. Ever. Because first of all, it's not going to sound like you. You're not going to get a lot of engagement on that post because it's not going to be you. So make it yours, but get ideas from them. And if it helps, I did it with a coach. I sat down and I got a notebook out and I looked at her posts from Monday through Sunday, every post. And I wrote down Monday, she posted these 3, just the topics that she posted about. And I was like, okay, I see kind of what her plan is. I can do that. And then I replicated it. I mean, I didn't even post about the same things at all that she was posting about, just the topics. So if you can get it to the point where you've branded your page and you've got the people reaching out to you, you're still going to have to work hard because that never goes away. But you're not going to have to put all that energy and effort into running around trying to chase and find people. And you're going to bring in people that are just going to be more ready to say yes. So if anything to set a goal to have 50 independent, self-motivated, self-starters, hardworking, whatever you want to say about them, reaching out to you that you can have a conversation with because you're so consistent in your posting and your messaging that you do that. I hope that was helpful and not like not.
No, that was helpful. Something I also heard from our Super Saturday that I liked was, and maybe this is just common knowledge, but when you're going through your post, literally like write down like, what post you're doing, like that was a good post, that was a bad post, got high engagement, got low engagement, so that you're not repeating the same crappy post. I have posts that like completely bomb, and like, so they were just saying like, make note of what is not doing so well and what is doing well, and then do more of what's doing well and stop doing what sucks. And, cause that's showing you what your followers want more of. I mean, my highest posts are about tiny tea, about my kids, pretty much anything not fitness related. And something else that I'm noticing is when you kind of go outside your box of what you normally post, it does really freaking well. Like I always was posting like my form checks. Like I did form checks like 5 days a week and I kind of got sick of doing them, but that was kind of my thing. But I'm kind of over it right now, and I'm not a cook. I talk about how I'm not a cook every freaking day. And so lately I've been doing like cooking live with Stephanie because I hate to cook, but there's other people that hate to cook out there. So what the hell do they eat? Well, what am I eating? So I'm starting to share what I eat. Like it's nothing big. Like my stuff has like 4 ingredients and people are freaking loving it. They're like sharing it nonstop. And I'm like, this is hilarious, but it's cause it's not what I typically post about. So it's catching people's attention, I think. And there's a lot of people that don't like to cook, but they need to be healthy. So I know that's another part.
Yeah, it's all about like finding what your audience likes and giving them more of that. I mean, I knew that like I should have been sharing more about my whole housing, looking for houses and all this whole time. Like, holy shit, my page fucking blew up like crazy. And part of my brand right now is like, I'm buying a house and then I'm going to be posting as I go through. Like the tent is going up tomorrow and it's going to be tented for termites. Like I'm going to go over there and drive by and take a picture of my house, like with the tent on and be like, yep, getting ready for me to move in, getting rid of the pests, like I'm going to be like tracking, like that's my brand right now. And then the paint, like I'm going to have to take some before pictures and then do, here's what it was before, here's what it is now, like, or a video or something, I mean, that's my brand right now. And that's what it's attracting people to me that are ultimately asking, like, what is it that you actually do for a living? And everybody's invited to come visit. I have lots of space. I'm so freaking pumped. I can't wait to move in. Fucking crazy. I want to get in there.
You can talk if you want to talk. Just unmute yourself and talk.
Who?
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that thing was doing. Okay, so I have been doing these late night posts of my workouts, and it's been blowing up. I mean, I'm like posting it like, I don't know why I'm doing it. It's just like sporadic in my mind. Like, you know what? I'm just going to go on. It's like 10:30 at night. And people are just like on it. And I'm like, wow, it's like 10:30 at night. So I'm going like out of my comfort zone there because I was like stuck in a rut of working out late. So I've been telling them like, dude, I'm like stuck in a rut. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. I'm getting it done at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So just kind of like posting about, see, I'm getting it in. Doesn't matter. I'm doing it. No matter what time it is of the day, you know? So it's just I've been like throwing in there like I'm super busy during the day. I've been, you know, I'm at the in-laws. It's like I'm super busy. I'm doing this, running around like chicken with my head cut off. And then it's like wind down, okay, workout. So I just wanted to share that because I was surprised because like blowing up. I'm like, wow, and I got like 2 shares on like 2 different videos. I'm like, wow. So I don't know. I guess Stephanie, you know, like what we talked about, it's just kind of like, it's so weird how, because this has resonated with me lately. Like when I stop trying is when everybody just, you know what I mean? When I just was just like, like, okay, like stop. And that's when it was just like, all of a sudden these people are just like all on top of me, you know?
Because now you're having fun. Now you're just being you. Like you're just,
Yeah,
just
for
throwing
sure.
stuff out there that's you and that's honest, that's real. Like,
Right. So, yeah. So thanks, Steph.
no problem. Oh, that's great. It's funny because Samantha posts like I stay up late, so I tend to catch Samantha. She's not on here tonight, but she'll post like 11:30 p.m. workouts, and I see that there's actually people watching her, and I'm like, that's hilarious. But I mean, that's why people are up late at night. So you know, it's like it's going to catch their attention. Somebody's working out live late at night. What?
Yeah, for sure.
But that's reality. I mean, it's proof that who cares what time you got home. I have one of my challengers tonight. She's working 15 hours. She said she won't be home until 11 o'clock tonight, and she's going to work out.
Yeah, I'm going to work out too. It's
not an excuse to say, I don't have the time.
All right. For sure.
Well, I think that is a good point about like, as far as like of the value that we have to offer, you know? When you're just having fun and you're liking what you're doing and you know that we have a solution that works as far as like physically and financially, then when you're approaching people, like I had a really good friend reach out to me about becoming, you know, joining a challenge group. And I was like, I totally didn't think that she would do it. She's like, she doesn't work out. Like, she's like, actually, you know, Alona, Cassie, she reached out and she was like, you know, she's like, I want to know more about this. And I was like, well, I already know that she doesn't like Shakeology because she's like all into researching ingredients. And she found that greenberry has that insert that comes with greenberry and talks about how there's like iron in it or something. There's some extra something in it, like in the soil that it's made in or whatever. So she was like, oh, I can't drink. Like, she's like, I'm not drinking Shakeology. So I already knew I was like, she's not going to want to do that. So I talked to her about it and I was like, well, here's the deal. I got on the phone with her and told her the deal. And I didn't think she was going to be good for Shakeology, but I thought, you know what? If she could work out consistently, she's skinny, but she's just not. She doesn't have any muscle. I was like, if you could just, you know, work out consistently, I think I asked her what her goal was, and she said she wanted to look good. She wanted to look good naked. And so she's like a good friend. So whatever. I was like, okay, well, you know, I was like, why don't you just try, you know, we talked about it and the Shakeology was a no. So why don't you just try doing a program? And then she was like, well, or actually invited her to the challenge group without buying anything. I was just going to have her do Beachbody on demand. And then I was like, well, she's like, I don't want to do a free group and not have you get paid. And I was like, well, then why don't you just do just a program and no Shakeology? And she was like, she came back and said, you know, that she doesn't want to work out in front of a TV because she has 3 kids and she doesn't have time to do that or whatever. And I was just like, so she doesn't really want it. You know, it's like, she wasn't really serious. And I got her all the way, but but my point is the energy that I was putting into it was like, I really want to help you. Like, let's try to find a solution that's going to work for you. And in the end, it was a no. And in the end, when she said no, it was like, you're not really serious. You don't really want to do this because you said no. And there was a lot of solutions that would work for you. So that isn't about me. That has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the fact that she doesn't want this. It's not for her. And I'm not going to sit there and be like, okay, well, like, let me be hung up on this person that said no, because I need that person to say yes so I can make my money. I can have my challenge pack and I can have my Success Club points. No, it's like, next, boom. Like, I gave her like a thumbs. She gave me like this long explanation of why she's not going to do it. And I just gave her a thumbs up because I was like, done. Like, next, you know, I want to help you, but if you don't really want this, then I can't serve you. We have 1 more minute before 9. So that was my share. That's like, when you show up with the energy of like, how can I serve you? We have all these solutions. If none of them work for you, then no problem. Like, I even told her, I was like, hey, no pressure, girl. I just think that, you know, one of these things might work for you. And it turned out that she didn't want it. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock. So if anybody has anything last minute to share. I'm so tired.
Just one question for Stephanie. I'm running a free group right now, and it's the biggest group that I've had. There's a little over 100 people in there, and at least 60 of them are posting consistently, adding value to the group and doing the nightly check-in. Do you mention Beachbody, or not really Beachbody? I never mentioned Beachbody, but do you ever post your Beachbody workout in the group, or do you keep everything to private messages? Do you run the group as like, I'm here for you, I'm your support system, here's value?
Yeah, I'm pretty much running my private groups just like I run my free groups just like my private. I mean, I'm in there, I'm commenting every day. I think now that I have an assistant, people that are consistently posting every day, I would have my assistant reach out and get a conversation going on the side. But in the past, I haven't done anything. Literally, I'm just trying to communicate with them. And if they're commenting, I'm commenting back, and I'm commenting within the feed with them. And I don't really mention anything about Beachbody until the end, where I say, like, you know, if you enjoyed the support, you know, I have a group moving forward for 30 days. I would love to help you and continue this journey. If this was a kick, like, they have to be eligible for a prize, they have to show me the results day 1 versus 7, because that's showing people what this did for them. And then I even thought about doing like bonus points. Like, if you post to my page your results, I'll create a post and, you know, put it in the thread for extra points so that it's going public what people have done.
I did steal that from where you talked about that before. I did set out a fit test at the beginning of the group, and they all recorded what they were able to do in the fit test that I set out. They all posted in the group what they were able to do, and then they're supposed to go back to it. And I did incorporate in the workout the 3 same moves that I had them do in the fit test, so that at the end they can see the growth with those 3 specific moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
I guess I'm just, I don't know, overwhelmed and a little not afraid, but I feel like I've been rushing too much with conversations and talking to people. So I don't want to fuck this one up since there's so many people in there.
Well, now another trick that I do
is way or a wrong way to do it. There's not a right way.
Yeah, there's not a wrong way. But a trick that I've learned is, like, if you go back in, like, when the group's done and, like, you know, everybody's filled out your form or whatever, I've actually gone back in like 3 days after the group's done, and I haven't posted for like 3 days, and I'll just do like a random poll, like, hey guys, I just want to check in. Who's kept up at the same speed? You know, who's working at the same intensity? Who's dropped off? Who's gone back to what they were doing before? Like, I do like a poll to kind of gauge where people are at. And then, or I say, like, you know, are you like, crap, I need your help. Where are you? You know, like, you know, you can do like a different poll and kind of gauge where people are at and who should you reach out to. You know, who are people that
like
thought they were doing good on the road and they're stuck now. They're right back to square one. Who are those people? Reach out to them.
Right. The free group that I ran before this was an ab group, and I did go into it because I did say, hey, anybody that fell off the wagon, didn't continue their journey, would you like to join my booty, whatever group or whatnot? And I noticed that the women that joined are the women that I've had serious conversations with and just don't have money at this time, or have links that they're waiting to be able to confirm when they can afford it. So they're still trying.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Good job.
Thanks for the call, everybody. Everybody have a great night. See ya.